Yoga with Tianna, and we are here for our 30-minute flow. Are you ready to get with us? All right. I hope that you're ready. This is going to be a Vinyasa flow, but we're going to do a little bit of strength in this flow. All right. You ready for that? Are you ready for that? Of course, every single day we pick an intention word, and on Saturdays, I pick it with you. So let's go ahead and pick our intention word. These intention words are from Melanin Queen Creative. Shout out to Melanin Queen Creative with these intention words. Yesterday's intention word was joy. And today we got to pick a new word. So let's see what we got. All right. Let's pick a good one. All right. I love it. I'm going to move these off to the side. All right, so we're going to get rid of joy, although we're going to keep our joy. We're going to put it off to the side. And today's intention word is accept. Accept. Sometimes that's hard to do, definitely, but we want to accept. But maybe we want to change as we accept. But let's accept our body the way it is. Maybe we're working on some changes, and that's cool. But we're going to accept our bodies in just the way it is, right? Just the way it is for how we are. Let's just accept ourselves. All right. I see we got my Twitch moderator. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Saturday. Oh, don't forget to set your watch. I'm going to go ahead and do that now because I always forget. So go ahead and set your watch for yoga because, we're going to get started. And then I see the Hate Comes with the Plate podcast. Hello. I see you doing big things on the podcast. Check out his podcast. Stopping by to show love and say good morning. Hello. All right. Let's go. All right. Headed to the barbershop. Get that line up. All right. Let's go ahead and get ourselves on the mat. Whew. Come down to a nice comfortable seat. Give yourself a little rock from side to side. Maybe it's cold and you got to just do a little warm up. And that's cool too, right? So allow yourself to be comfortable. So we're going to come down to our nice comfortable seat. Take that inhale in and exhale, release it out. So allow your body to get grounded and be centered right here in your practice. You ready? All right, as you begin to relax your body, coming into that intention word of accept. We're gonna just accept our practice and how it is. Maybe you can do the postures, maybe you can't. So let's come to the breath. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, breathe out. In whatever way that looks for you, just allowing your body to just be here. Now, if things are going on around your mat, that's okay. Accept it. All that you can control is right here on your mat. All right? That's all that you can control right now. So just allow your body to be here, to be present. We're going to take that one hand to heart and that one hand to belly. Just connecting with ourselves. Giving ourselves that opportunity to say, you know what? I'm right here. You're giving that acceptance to your body, to yourself. Just taking a little pause. And we're going to lift one hand up. And then the other hand comes up. And maybe we can take those palms together if that feels good. If not, just leave them facing each other. And we're going to start to dip our chin towards our chest. If you'd like to keep those hands together, maybe interlace the thumbs, relax the shoulders. Feel that stretch along the back of the neck. And keeping those hands together, bring the chin up towards the ceiling. And release, take those hands down by your side. We're going to turn towards the right, my left, your right. Breathe. Take that chin towards the shoulder. Remember to release that shoulder down. And turn towards the opposite shoulder. We're going to bring our chin back to center. Bring those arms up overhead. Lift up through the chest. Get nice and long. And on that exhale, let's begin to forward fold. Bring it down. Give it a rock from side to side. Now you may notice your side body, your hips may be a little tight. If your legs are crossed, remembering which way they're crossed, because we're going to take one foot out and cross it the opposite way. So the foot that was on top is now going to be in the back, and let's cross the opposite way. And let's come back to that rock from side to side. And let's gently hold here at center. Maybe allow your body to get a little bit closer towards the ground. If you have a block handy, feel free to grab that block. Maybe you can place hands on a block. Give yourself that opportunity to just melt. Take a full cycle of breath. Release the tension on the knees and the hips. Let's slowly walk it back up to a comfortable seat. You can move your blocks. Let's take our feet out in front. Let's wiggle our toes. Flex our toes back towards our body. Let's hold in our right leg. Again, my left, your right. We're going to begin to twist towards that knee. Look behind you. Take one more full cycle of breath. Gently come back to center. Release that foot down. Let's give it the opposite. Turn towards that knee. Drawing that navel in. And let's gently come back to center. Release the leg down. Give it a little shake. Let's bring our knees down. Come to a tabletop position. Now feel free, if you'd like to pad something underneath your knees, you definitely can. Let's give it a rock from side to side. Let's make sure the wrists are right under the shoulder. And let's start to move our hips in a circle. Press into the fingertips. Move it around in a circle. And let's pause. Let's go the opposite way with our circles. And let's bring our hips towards our heels for child's pose. Release the hands down. Relax the forehead. Take a full cycle of breath. Turning your gaze towards your hands, let's come up to that tabletop position. We're going to extend that right leg behind us, bringing the ball of the foot down, flexing out that heel. Then we're going to turn to that hip. Maybe it start to be off to the side. Let's bring that hip to a nice even level. And then if it feels good, we can extend that opposite hand. Breathe. Let's take it down, bring the knee back to center. Same thing with the opposite knee, stretch that heel back. Again, making sure that hip is nice and even. And if it feels good, we're going to extend out that opposite arm. All right, I said we're going to do a little bit of strength based here, right? So we're going to practice with a little balance and a little bit of strength. Let's bring it back in, give it a rock from side to side. All right, let's start to play a little bit with that strength. So we're going to bring that left hand out. We're going to bring that left hand out, stretch it, make sure that neck and spine is nice and neutral. And then if it feels good, maybe you start to lift that opposite knee, just hover it off the ground. Just hover that knee off the ground. And if it feels good, let's extend that leg Hover it off the ground. Extend that foot, toe stretches down. Hip is nice and even. And let's bring it all the way down, back to your tabletop position. Give it a rock. Whew, that's a little strength base, right? Let's start with the opposite arm. Let's extend that arm out. And again, if it feels good, we can hover that knee off the ground. Just hover it. And if you'd like to extend that leg out long, toe flexes down. Coming back to that neutral hip. Take one more full cycle of breath. You got this, you got this. And let's take it back down. Give the knees and the hips a little rock. Very nice. Let's bring those hands to be right underneath the shoulders if they're not already. Let's bring those knees back together. We're going to hover one knee off of the mat, just one knee. So we're going to tuck our toes here. So tuck those toes. And we're just going to hover one knee off the ground. So if you notice, my knee is off the ground. Just hover one knee, nice neutral spine. Drawing the navel in. And release it off, back down towards the ground. Take a second, pause, regroup here. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite knee. So we're going to press into that toe, hover the knee. Breathe, draw the navel in. And release it down, give it a rest. Feel free to come back to a child's pose if that feels good. Take one more full cycle of breath, and let's come back to that tabletop position with our toes tucked. Now this time we're going to try. We're going to try something. We're going to see. We're going to hover both knees off the ground. So we're tucking our toes. Press into your toes. Let's lift those knees up and hover. Release the shoulders. Breathe. Let's see if we can take one more full cycle of breath. And wherever you are, let's push back to a downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. Breathe. Yes. And let's begin to shift those heels back down towards the ground. Now, this is our first downward facing dog. So we accept that things may be a little bit tight, and that's okay. We're going to give it a little rock from side to side. And let's begin to bend those knees as we walk our hands towards our feet. Belly is on the thigh. Release the head. We're going to take a full cycle of breath here with our head released. Maybe we give it a little rock from side to side as we ground down into our feet. Let's grab opposite elbows. Shaking our head yes and no. Let's stay one more full cycle of breath in this forward fold. Release our hands. Press into the feet. Bend the knees as we gently begin to draw all the way up. We're going to come to an extended mountain with our arms overhead. Breathe. Arms up overhead. Gaze up towards those hands. Slight back bend here. And on that exhale, let's bring it all the way down. Whew. Let's give it a rock from side to side. How are we feeling? How are we feeling? Let's go ahead and come up towards the top of our mat. All right. We're going to do a sun salutation, but we're going to do a little bit of a modified sun salutation. I want you to really begin to get into that strength based, all right? So we're going to have those feet parallel, toes tracking forward. Bring those hands down towards your side for our mountain pose. On that inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, we forward fold. Bend the knees, hinge at the hips. Head comes down. Let's take a flat back here. Let's forward fold. Come to your tabletop position. Remember, this is our modified Vinyasa Flow. So come into that forward fold. I want you to tuck your toes, shift the weight back to a child's pose, shift it forward, and let's take our downward facing dog. Now, if you'd like to continue just to downward facing dog, you're welcome to, instead of coming down onto your knees. All right, let's walk our hands towards our feet, bend the knees, belly on the thigh. Very nice. Let's press into those feet, raise all the way up, arms overhead. On that exhale, forward fold. We're going to stay where we are, forward fold. Stay where you are at the back of the mat. We're going to walk our hands out to our downward facing dog. Walk those hands out to your downward facing dog. Breathe, pedal out your feet if you'd like. Bend into the knees. Let's walk our hands back towards our feet. Forward fold. So you'll see where I'm going here. We're just going to stay in this direction. Our feet are not going to move. Inhale, let's bring those arms up overhead. On that exhale, we forward fold. Again, don't move your feet. Let's take that flat back. We forward fold. Walk your hands out to your downward facing dog. Breathe. Draw the navel in, release the head. Again, keeping our feet where they are, we're going to walk our hands back towards our feet, bend into the knees. Inhale, let's bring it all the way up. We have two more like that, two more. So you know where we're heading, forward fold. We're keeping our feet right where they are. Forward fold. Let's take our flat back. Come into that forward fold. Walk your hands out towards the top of the mat. Let's walk our hands back towards our feet. Remember, we're keeping our feet still. On that inhale, let's draw all the way up. Bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Ooh, we got another flat back before we move our feet. Let's take that flat back. Forward fold. And let's begin to walk it back out to that downward facing dog. Oh, yes. Now let's hang out here. Let's pedal our feet. Very nice. Let's do our three-legged dog here. So let's lift up. I'm going to go with this left leg. My right, your left. I'm going to lift that leg. Let's bend the knee. Open up the hip. Release that foot down. Pedal it out. We're going to do the same on the opposite leg. So let's lift that leg up. Bend the knee, open the hip. Lower the leg down. Let's pedal the feet. Now this time we're going to come to our forward fold so you can walk the feet towards the front of the mat or the back. Come into that forward fold. Let's give ourselves a little squat action here. Bringing those hips down as we squat. Come into your chair pose, wherever you are, chair pose. Hold here, you got this, make it nice and juicy. Take one more full cycle of breath. You can interlace the thumb, bring the palms together, whatever feels good to you. Take one more full cycle of breath in that squat. I didn't forget you. And on that exhale, let's stand. Ooh. All right, that was tough right there. If you're at the back of the mat, feel free to walk towards the front, pedal your feet. That was a lot. Was it a lot for you? Oh, How long do we hold that pose? All right, let's get it. All right, we got one more where we're not gonna move from this position. We're just gonna move 1 foot at a time, all right? So we're gonna come back to that chair pose. Let's come back to that chair. Remember I said this was a little bit of strength, right? Let's squat down here. And we're gonna start with our right leg first. So squat that right leg back. Gonna come into a little lunge. We're on the ball of that back foot. We got this. Take one more full cycle of breath. Maybe see if you can begin to rise up. Ooh, you feel that in that hip? Is that hip flexor talking? Yes. Now let's come back to that squat into that chair. Yes. You ready to move that opposite leg? Will it move? Let's see, let's see. Move it back. We're in that lunge position. And once you get comfortable, we start to lift the chest. Come a little bit more parallel with the back, with the floor. There we go. Yes, you got this. Take one more full cycle of breath. And let's bring it back to that chair pose. On that exhale, let's get out of here and forward fold. Woo! Breathe. Give it a rock from side to side. All right, let's squat it all the way down. Let's have a seat on our bottom. Let's have a full seat on our bottom. Let's flex those toes out in front of us. Extend your legs. You got this. Give it a rock from side to side. We're going to bring in that right leg. So my left, your right. Bring in that right leg. We're going to extend that opposite hand. Hands closest to that extended leg. Maybe you take your 2-piece fingers and I'll come back. Take those 2-piece fingers and let's hold towards the toe. Maybe that hand doesn't reach, we grab here. Feel free to grab whatever's handy. We're going to tuck that foot underneath. And if it feels good, we're going to bring that opposite arm over. Little stretch here. Breathe. So again, you can grab the toe. You can grab the back of the foot. Knees up towards that elbow. Gently come back up to center. Extend that leg. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite leg. So bring it in. Bring that hand to extend as we start to tilt our body. Again, wherever's comfortable, here or toe, whatever's good for you. Bring that arm overhead. Gaze up towards the elbow. Breathe. Come back up. Release the toe. We're going to bend the knees. Bring the hands behind you. Lift through the chest. Let's go ahead and bring those knees to one side. Twist those knees down to one side. Look away from your knees. Breathe. Feel that stretch along that hip, that opening of your hip. Let's take one more full cycle of breath. Let's take it back up and over to the opposite side. Look away from your knees. Breathe. And gently come back up to center. We're going to butterfly those feet so soles of the feet to touch. Take the hands towards the feet. Breathe. You're welcome to put blocks underneath if that feels comfortable. You can always take a block and place them underneath of your knees. So you can fully surrender those legs. No need to try to keep them up. Readjust if your body needs to get comfortable here in this position. Flap your butterfly wings. We're going to start to come forward a little bit. So maybe even grab the feet. Start to come forward. Maybe give it a little rock from side to side. We're gently going to come back up. If you have blocks over towards the side, you can move them over towards the side. We're going to close those thighs up like a book. Give it a little rock from side to side as we start to bring our bodies all the way down. So I'm going to turn. Bring your body all the way down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Give it a rock from side to side. Now feel this on your lower back. Feel your lower back get a nice little massage. We're going to release one leg long, hugging in the opposite leg. So release one leg long, hold in one knee. And then let's cross that knee over the body. So cross that knee over the body. We're going to take that backhand back into a T or goalpost. That goalpost arm can be intense on the shoulder. So listen to your body. Look away from your knee. Release the tension in the hips. Let's gently come back onto our backs. Hug that knee into the chest. And let's swap out the legs. So hug in the opposite leg that was long and release that bent knee down. Give it a little rock. And let's begin to cross that knee over the body. Same thing. We're going to turn our head away from our knee. And you can do T or goalpost arms, whatever feels comfortable for you. Release the tension on the hips. Let's take one more full cycle of breath. Let's slowly bring ourselves back onto our back. We're going to hug both knees into our chest. Give it a rock from side to side. And then nice and slow, we're going to begin to release those legs long. With our hands, one hand over heart and one hand over belly. Giving our bodies permission to be in this moment. We accept ourselves and the noise around us. Releasing the tension from our heels and our toes. Softening our knees. Unclenching our glutes. Uncurling our fingers. Melting our shoulders into the mat. Surrendering our head. Softening our eyes as we unclench our jaw. Coming back to our breath. Now as we sit here in just 2 to 3 breaths of silence, don't worry, I'll be holding space for you and I'll let you know when to come back. as we begin to bring a little bit of awareness back into our body, back into the space that surrounds us. We invite movement, wiggling fingers and toes, hugging one knee at a time into our chest until both knees are in. Giving it a rock onto one comfortable side as we cradle our head. And then using that top hand to push yourself up into a comfortable seat. Placing those hands together, thumbs to palms, palm into heart center. I want you to thank yourself for showing up for you today. Thanking your body for showing up for you. I thank you for allowing me to be a part of your day. Thank you for spending your time and your energy. I want you to take this energy with you off the mat and share it with others, because energy is infectious and we want to share the good stuff. Until next time, I will see you on the mat. Have a great day. Namaste. All right. Ooh, how was that practice for you? Definitely move the hips. Ooh, we got a little strength base in there with the squats. How was that? How is that for you? We got to turn up the energy just a little bit, right? We got to get the energy going. All right. Thank you so much for being a part of the practice. Hey, Tamisha, happy Saturday. Hello. We got Michael. Hello. I hope that you enjoyed it. Hate with the plate. Yes, Team Yogi. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. Hope that you enjoyed the practice. Again, cannot wait to practice with you again. If you enjoyed it, give it that like. And remember to tell a friend to tell a friend. All right. Is this the last Saturday? I think it is. I can't remember. Give me a calendar, because I don't remember. Yes, I believe this is the last Saturday. So the next Saturday will be chair yoga, first Saturday of the month. We're going to be in February. And so I got some really nice music for you. All thanks, shout out to Epidemic Sound. So I thank you so much for being a part of the practice. And I will see you later, all right? Have a good one. Enjoy your Saturday, all right? Peace.